Chris Rock could have destroyed Will Smith in front of everybody, you guys. He could have eviscerated him in front of everyone. Chris Rock is no fool when it comes to joke making. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. Let's talk about how powerful of a man Chris Rock is. We have to pay homage to this gentleman because he responded in the way that he did. Listen, the professionalism Chris Rock showed was beyond me, you guys. That's Chick-fil-A level professionalism, right? We all know how professional Chick-fil-A employees are, right? The man got slapped in the face. He could have buried him in jokes. And in that moment, you see him, he shook it off. Chris Rock was like, nah, you know what? Let me be the bigger man. Look at his facial expression.
Okay.
You guys, he could have buried him. He buried him. And he chose not to. He chose not to.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out.
You know that hit hurt though, because you see his mouth's a little bit. He's hurting. Chris Rock is hurting, and I think we recognize how talented Chris Rock is. I think Chris Rock is this whole thing right here. What did Trash Can Wave say? The ratings, you guys. The Oscars have been suffering from poor ratings. Look it up. I remember they talked about this a couple years ago. You know, they couldn't handle all the things with the pandemic. They are suffering. Then you had people, black artists, boycotting these award shows because they feel like they're not being treated like equitable treatment across the board. They feel like they've been cast aside and not getting the respect that they deserve. You guys, and who do they use to bring the Oscars off of life support? Black people, right? They use the black man who was up for an amazing award for his role in King Richard. Powerful black movie showcasing a black father who, and even in his flaws, he had a love for his family. You know, one of the things that Will Smith chimes on lets me know that this is deeper, obviously, than what we see. At the same time, we got to argue from both sides, the fake side and the real side. We're gonna hit on the real side right now, and then you guys, I'm gonna dive into the conspiracy, right? And then I'm gonna bring a gentleman up. We're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna really dissect this from a multitude of different layers. It's a multi-layered issue. Again, not to disrespect alopecia. Those who have alopecia, any medical condition is not anything that we should be joking. Listen, with all due respect, you guys, I started thinning out on my stuff because of a condition I had with my thyroid. You know, just all transparency. My brother still got his hair. My brother older than me. Man, from my older brothers still got their hair. So, you know, my condition, right? Folks clown me all the time, but luckily I still look good with a bald head. So, you know, I get it. But did that joke, right? What is the bigger picture here? Censorship, you guys. Look at it deeper than what we see now. This country has already been going in a direction of censoring First Amendment speech. You know, and all we need to do is justify it. This sounds like this could possibly open the door. Comedians talk about all the time that First Amendment is under attack as comedians. They've always had a leverage over comedy. As Monica said. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. The bald heads are winning, you guys. Bald heads are winning. Shout out to Braves Club. He said black on black crime. You know, it's acceptable, right? Because is black on black crime on television acceptable? That's a good question. You know, I need to say that. I'm gonna get back to that. Here's the problem. Comics have First Amendment privileges. They tell stories through their jokes, right? They're able to talk about political issues, tough issues that we're going through, and bring humor out of it. one would say that that power is very influential. That power can also move people in a direction. You guys, words have power. And if used properly, you can raise an army with them, right? Look at what Dave Chappelle does. He does it all the time. He's a master of words. I call people like that word wizards, you guys. They use words. They use words in a way to influence you. It can either encourage, discourage, create depression, uplift, inspire. When you listen to some of these comedians talk, like your Dick Gregory's, right? They can move people, you guys. They're wordsmiths. Said wordsmiths, come on. You guys, listen, it's deeper than that. What is Chris Rock gonna say?
To give an Oscar out for Best Documentary. Now, the beauty of documentaries, because they make you, when you watch one, you feel smart. Like you watched them, like, you know, like you read a book or something. But all you really did was get high and watch Netflix. So here we go. Here we go.
He played that off. He played that off. He played that off. You know, I think, you know, this leads me into the second piece. I want to touch on this video real quick, you guys, because it's going to talk about what did Jose say? Are they trying to recondition us? Maybe you're right. Think about it. We won't know until we see the follow-up. We won't know until we see the follow-up, right? And what is the follow-up, you guys? The follow-up is simple. What's gonna spawn out of this situation in regards to this incident here? What could they easily say? Hold on one second, you guys. 1 second. Oh, he calling me right now. My crazy nephew. What is the issue? One of the biggest problems, you guys, that we never see the things that are beyond the surface. Beyond the surface. Again, we're talking about the power and influence of words, the power and influence of media, and how it has an impact on us and our lives each and every day. What do I see? I see this thing going a lot of different ways. You can now stand behind an issue like this and say, hey, listen, what Chris Rock said was unacceptable. He should not have joked about her condition, alopecia. Chris Rock said he didn't know that that's what it was, right? That she had that issue. This could be a new movement of censorship, you guys, on comedians. On comedians. Here's the issue I have with Will Smith. Listen to his response after the slap. Now, mind you, Jada Pinkett said nothing. She allowed her husband to get up and then go address Chris Rock. Her power and influence in that moment, she agreed with it. She wanted him to go out there and do something, even after he got back. Even after he was yelling at her and doing all that, you see she's in agreement. And this picture is going to show it all. Let me pull this photo up because you'll see exactly what I mean by this, you guys. You know, listen, as investigators, what do we do the most? We study people's, let me pull it up in this right here. We study body language. We study body language. Let me see if it'll let me zoom in. All right, check this out. I think you guys will understand exactly what I mean when I say this. This is such a bad photo. I couldn't even find the real photo. Hold on, let me see. All right, that's a horrible picture. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Nah. Hang tight, you guys. Let me show you this photo real quick about, I think this is going to, Let me do this better. Remove this. Here we go. All right. I want to show you this photo of Jada Pinkett. And this will explain exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes. Pull this up. If you guys don't understand this part right here, this is going to really, really send it home for you. Jada Pinkett has power. And in the moment where she is actually allowing Will Smith to come out here and embarrass himself, all for the sake of her own pride, her own self-interest. There it is. All right, here we go. There we go. Listen, I understand this, you guys. I'm trying to tell you, this is what makes it so dangerous. This is power. This is power. This is what power looks like. This is power personified. Her body language. Her body language. Look at her face. She's not calming him down, right? She's not looking at him. She is looking at Chris. She is almost as like she's channeling herself. She's channeling her anger, her frustration through Will. She's channeling her anger and her frustration through Will towards Chris. Should a man stand up for his wife? Absolutely. She's not embarrassed at all. Thank you. Pound for pound. She's not embarrassed. This is what she wanted, you guys. This is power personified. This is what control looks like. When you see a puppet, you only need to chase after the strings and you'll see the puppeteer. What is she doing? This is acknowledgement. This is acknowledgement. Right? Will Smith is the puppet, you guys. And a very bad one, actually. You know, when she rolled her eyes in disgust, she felt completely irritated. She said, "How dare do something? You need to do something." Will was laughing, trying to play it off. He knew. One would say he went home and got scolded. You guys, you don't always have to tell someone to do when you have power. When you have power over someone, sometimes a look is all that's needed. A look. A look is all that's needed in order to get a reaction or a behavior out of someone. A look. My father and my grandfather rarely had to put their hands on me. A look was all that was needed. My mom, though, I made her work for an ass whooping. She had to work for it. You know, I'd run up the wall backwards. It's something about true power. You never have to say anything. Look at her look, you guys. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. When I saw that, I knew something was wrong. She've always wanted a Tupac. She always wanted a Tupac. And she said it before. She has embarrassed this man. She has emasculated this man in public, behind the scenes. And he's been taking it. You guys, this is abuse. Men are abused too. Men are abused too. You can't make this up. She wanted this. She condoned this behavior. If, from a criminal aspect, you guys, what do I look at? What do I look at? Some people are cheering this on in our community. This is toxic, you guys. This isn't healthy behavior. This isn't something that we should be condoning and glorifying. I've seen some tweets. I've seen some comments. People are like, yeah, he's supposed to stand up for his woman. No, not like that. He could have championed the cause behind the scenes a lot different than this. Not like this, you guys. What do I see? What do I see? What if, right? We talk about what do you have to lose? What does he have to lose? What if, and you guys, I've seen this. I've seen men go to prison behind the antics of a woman, right? A woman starting a fight, being insulting and disrespectful to another man, right? And then putting their boyfriend or their husband in an uncompromising position to where now the man has to come out here and defend the honor of the woman. What have I seen, you guys? I've seen men go to prison behind it. And that woman leaves the next day and she's with somebody new. What have I seen? What could have happened? What if he hit him so hard he knocked him out? He knocked him out. Chris Rock falls backwards and then he hits his head. Now he's unconscious, right? What if he hit his head and he passed away, you guys? That's manslaughter. All because a man couldn't control his emotions. You guys, what is the real issue? And we start responding and reacting to things through emotions. Where is this abuse coming from? The man's been emasculated for the greater part of his marriage. Why do I say that, you guys? This leads into the next video. This explains it all, you guys. Pay attention. Pay attention to the words that he's saying. Focus on what he's talking about.
I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
Will Smith says in this business, you have to be okay with people. Someone said, what do you mean by the strap? For those who know, right? For those who know. Most wives have influence over their husband. Yes, they do. That goes to the point I was making earlier. Most wives have influence over their husbands. You guys, and I'm gonna go back to this video. Let's dive into what he said real quick. Most wives have influence over their husband. Yes, that's what I mean. That's what this whole thing is about. You pick a woman that is supposed to uplift and have influence. Real men know the value of a woman, right? Real men know the importance of a woman. A woman has the ability to amplify a man. That's the beauty of a woman. That's her true, that's her talent. That's her God-given gift to take what a man has and multiply it, amplify it. So if you give a woman gold, she will amplify it. If you give a woman crap, she'll give you shit, right? That's the power of a woman. If you give her a seed, she'll give you a child. She'll amplify, she'll create life. She orchestrates life in her body. The power of a woman, the power of a woman's influence, right? A woman always has a man's ear. She can use that to build a nation or tear one down. A woman can help you build a kingdom or have your kingdom fall apart. One would argue a lot of the most great, powerful men have fallen behind a woman. Yep. Just recently, we see Chris Brown, a self-made man, right? Almost lost it all, and in court today battling over some foolishness behind a woman because of his lack of discipline. Now, granted, that's him. Women have power, you guys, influence. She sat down and let him go up there, not only embarrass himself, not only did he embarrass himself, he embarrassed his family. He embarrassed Black people. He embarrassed the Williams family. He embarrassed that movie, right? He embarrassed his legacy. She allowed that. She allowed that. One will know what the outcome of this is going to be, right? One will only know what this outcome is going to be moving forward. There's so many different directions this can go in, you guys. But what did he say? Will Smith is talking about how difficult he's been having a hard time. This brother needs therapy, you guys. And this is why I tell you this. Crimes of passion are a real thing. There's nothing more dangerous than a broken man, because a broken man doesn't fear breaking anything else, right? When you're broken on the inside, you become a threat to other people. He's talking about how Hollywood creates an environment to where you got to just take it. You got to take it. The insults, disrespect. As a man, you're supposed to just take it. This is what he's saying. He is giving you guys a warning. Anytime you see a broken man acts out of violence, right? That's usually the first indicator when a man is getting ready to do something stupid, you guys. Violence. Violence, when men show violence through behavior, it is a cry for help. You see it through juvenile boys all the time. They act out in deviant behavior because they can't express themselves, or they're dealing with so much negative emotions that they have no outlet. People will be the first one shocked if Will Smith does something very stupid. People are shocked. Mental health is a real thing, you guys. It's a real thing. What you saw at the Oscars was a cry for help. He says it right here. People miss it. He says it right here.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you.
It's a man fed up. He's fed up. A man who has lost everything will destroy everything. This is a broken man, you guys. A broken man who needs help. A lot of people are kind of going different ways with this. He needs help. He needs help. I've seen this all too often. This is a cry for help. He can't take it anymore. He's at his boiling point. A man who's lived his entire life, adult life, in Hollywood and show business. He lost it, you guys. He went up on stage and slapped the piss out of Chris Rock from a joke. Will Smith's a comedian himself. He's falling from the pressure. He's falling from the pressure. What did Ibri say? Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy way to that which destroyeth kings. Whew. I'm about to look that proverb. Let me write that down. I'm about to, you guys, when you guys send me scriptures, I always, off screen, I always double back. Why does it say don't give it to women? Don't give the strength unto a woman. Why? Because women lead with emotions. Emotions can be manipulative in nature. Emotions could be absent of logic. Thank you for that. It's a very powerful scripture. Thank you for that donation too. You guys, listen, if you're just jumping in on the channel, we're talking about the nuances between Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett, the Oscars, life. The nuances. Are we being manipulated? Or was this real? Was this real? Or was this a psyop on the people? Is this a distraction? Hollywood is known to use distractions to sedate its people. What are they distracting us from? There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Listen, we're going to talk about the dynamics between men and women. We're going to talk about what this means about men. We're going to dive into it. I got a friend I'm going to bring up. This brother Sharp. He's sharp. What does Will say? I'm going to finish up and I'm going to bring him up. Let him introduce himself to you guys. And we're going to dive into this. Yes. He wants to say yes. Shout out to therapy. You guys, this is serious. This is serious. This is an outcry. A lot of men use violence as a way to outcry because they can't get their emotions. They're not being heard. Where's he not being heard at? At home, you guys. At home. At home. At home. She said, but I like Miss Vicky. Shout out to Miss Vicky. What does Will say? We have to take this. You can't take it, you guys. It's being a celebrity is a big deal. You got to have tough skin. You got to be strong spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You got to be all across the board. And if your home is out of order, your place, your rest, your haven, your place of peace, your place of comfort, your spouse is supposed to be those things for you. And even in there, in that home, in your place where you're supposed to be peace, it's chaos. It's chaos. As a man, you have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go. He's crying out for help.
And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay.
That pretending stuff.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. This is a beautiful moment, and I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light on all of the people, Tim and Trevor and Zach and Sanaya and Demi and Ingenue and the entire.
This is not true. This is not true. Chris Rock is the victim. This is not true. Chris Rock has to file a report and file charges against Will Smith. So this is not true, you guys. No victim, no crime. Why do you think they pay victims off? Right? Crimes happen, people see it, and then someone says behind the scenes, we worked it out. Chris Rock is the victim. He was assaulted. That's simple battery. If he's bruised, that's battery. Chris Rock has to file the charges. No charges, no crime, no complaint. Is he going to file charges against Will Smith? No, absolutely not. Believe it or not, in our culture, it would make him look weak, right? It'll make him look weak. I don't know what else Will say after this. Let me play this
Cast and crew of King Richard and Venus and Serena, the entire Williams family. Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father.
Okay, let me touch on that real quick. Shout out to For Me Tarot. I would love for you to come up later on and have that discussion about deviancy and sociology. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. We're going to talk about our community and deviance behavior. There's a theory called anomie, the anomie theory, right? We use in sociology and criminology. Anomie talks about the breakdown of society's morals to where we start to look at certain things as being okay now, right? It's okay to be deviant, right? You break down these things, these moralities, as time goes on, society dictates what's normal, what's okay, what's not okay. You know, there's a problem within our community, within the Black community, that we have to really discuss, right? Why are people uplifting what Will Smith did? Why are they congratulating him? Why are they saying, hey, I don't talk about another man's wife? You guys, that's no justification to walk on stage and slap somebody in the face. Will Smith said something that's so interesting. He said, art sometimes imitates life. That's dangerous. He's talking about as an actor. You get so caught up playing a role. He played King Richard. He talks about that King Richard loved his family. He would do anything for them. He talked about the power of being a father and having the love for his family, guys. This is why when you see men who can't handle their emotions in regards to women, they'll delete their wives, right? They'll delete their wives and then delete their children because of their unstable emotions, because this sick, under twisted understanding of what love is. Some men have a weird, twisted view on love, and not just love, possession. You're mine, no one else's, right? He says sometimes art imitates life. Think of the role that Will Smith played. Let's break down the psychosis behind this. You're playing the role of a father. You took this emotional stance to. He resonated with King Richard. He resonated with something about this role. It hit Will Smith in a weird way, you guys. And I've been watching one, I love the movie, but then I was also watching some interviews, watching how he felt about the relationship he ended up developing with the Williams sisters. Something interesting happened. What would it look like, you guys, if you as an actor have to play a character that you wish you could be in real life, that you wish you could emulate in real life, and only to realize a constant comparison of the family or the fatherhood that you could not duplicate in your own life as a father? You guys, I think it's so much deeper, and I think we're missing a lot of things with this. Will Smith gravitated to this role, and he took a liking towards King Richard, almost a sad jealousy in a sense. I see him acting out. Why does he say? He says, look, King Richard, he loved his family. He would do anything for them. Will Smith is still in that character, wishing he had the mentality of King Richard, wishing he had the strength, the pride of King Richard. Will Smith is telling you in this moment, he wished he was more like him. You guys, I see it plain as day. Art imitates life. He wished he was King Richard. He wished he had the mental fortitude of what that man represented in his own marriage. Sometimes we like to act out certain roles that contradict our insecurities. You get to place a character that you wish you really were. You really wish you had that type of love. You really wish you had the type of strength as a man King Richard had. He said art sometimes imitate life. King Richard would have walked on stage and slapped the shit out of somebody. Will Smith would not have, you guys. Will Smith is playing a character, King Richard. Will Smith would never have the balls to go on stage and put his hands on anybody. King Richard would. And again, he's emulating. There's no excuse. This is not a discussion about excuse. This is the psychosis, you guys. Take a look. What's your theory? I challenge you. Listen what he says. Listen what he says. He said art sometimes imitates life. Who else have we seen this? We've seen this with the guy who played Joker. Method acting, you guys, is what they call it. When you try so hard, you have to get up every day and be the person you're acting. When the movie Selma came out, the guy who played Martin Luther King, I can't remember his name, he's a British actor. He said even after they were done filming, he stayed in the role. He was playing Martin Luther King, Heath Ledger, that's right. That's another one. We're going to talk about that. Method acting. You guys, it's deep. Let's dive into it. I told you guys we're going to dive into it. Listen, when I tell you we diving deep, I'm pulling you in the deep end. I'm challenging you to see things beyond what you see. Method acting. When that gentleman played Martin Luther King, he said he was walking around calling people crackers and stuff, right? He had to maintain that role. He maintained the Southern accent even after they were filming. Look it up. Look it up. He maintained that role. Heath Ledger was doing drugs. He tried to dive into the persona of a psychopath in order to give you such an award-winning performance. We call the Joker. It's dark. I had an acting instructor tell me that he had to play a role of an abusive husband, you guys. He found himself stressed and depressed. He found himself acting violent in his own relationship. You guys, you invoke this spirit on you when you get into these characters. You think about what it's like, a life of trying to emulate different personas and to make it look believable. On the receiving end as being entertained, we take it for a joke, you guys. I took an acting class for 4 months, and it was the most difficult thing I have done. And I wasn't good at it. Just keeping it real. What did I learn? I learned that it's a very difficult job. Now, when I watch shows and movies, I have the utmost respect for actors and actresses. It's not easy, you guys, to be someone you're not. It's not easy to pretend to be someone you are not and make it look believable. Listen, Will Smith got stuck in a role he admired, and that was on full display in the Oscars. He admired King Richard. He said art can sometimes imitate life. You guys, he's telling you what it is. That was not Will Smith up there. That was King Richard. He admired what that man stood for, and that man would lay hands on anyone who disrespected his family. Well, folks are like, listen, Will Smith, he been getting disrespected for the longest now, ain't say 2 words. He be at the red table talk, taking it like a champ. If this that was seen at the Oscars was the norm from Will Smith, no one would be cracking jokes on him because it'd be well known that he will put them paws on you, right? What y'all saying in the chat? Oh, really? Jack Nicholson, huh? Jack Nicholson warned Heath Ledger for playing that role. I can imagine what Jack felt after playing the Joker. He played it really well too. You know, it's very dark and twisted to get into that mindset of a psychopath. You know, very, very true. Very true. Shout out to the big homie Sir Hale Speaks. You guys, if you have not checked my video out, me and Sir Hale Speaks in Chicago Rilla, Black men, Black fathers, Black boys, please check that out. That is going to be a banger for Father's Day. So shout out to Sir Hale Speaks. Great content creator, you guys. Go please check him out. Let's finish this. I'm gonna bring my guest up.
Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things.
Okay. Love will make you do crazy things. He's absolutely right. We have men and women in prison right now doing crazy things out of love. It's called crime of passion. Crime of passion, you guys. Love is one of the biggest components to violence and domestic violence that we see today. Just recently, we had a Navy man come home and saw his woman in the bed with another man. He took them out. He took them out. Love will make you do crazy things. He's giving you guys a warning. This is a warning. Is it truly love? Well, here's the thing. Love is nor good or bad, right? Love is no more than a tool. The person wielding it is what determines it, right? Love can be used for good. Love can be sick. Love can be healthy. Love itself is just a construct, right, of the emotion. The person wielding it is what makes it dangerous. The person wielding love is what makes it dangerous. Love is neither good nor bad. It's people, right, who misinterpret what love is. I could say, hey, I love you so much, and have you tied up in the basement. I can't have any, no one else can have you. That's love. It is love. Who's to argue that's not love? It's sick. But the feeling and infatuation a person has over that thing, over that person is real. Love is an emotion, you guys. That's what makes it dangerous. That's why love, absent of logic, is a problem. Is a problem. You need love and you need logic. Love is powerful, but without logic, it's dangerous.